Boom! Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the December 11th edition of Morning Mindset. I'm your host, Todd. How are you doing today on this fine Wednesday? Hump day, as some would say. We are 2 weeks from Christmas. 2 weeks, 14 days away from Christmas. Are you ready? Are you? I still got lots to do. So, today, this is what I need from you. Who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area. It's snowy here. It was snow. There was snow out. And I'm ready for Florida. I'm ready for South. I'm ready for there. It was cold. Felt like the teens. Snow. Yeah, just over it. It's in the cup. Coffee. You get some coffee in the cup there. And the most important thing, 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? So I'm making my list, and I need to narrow it down to 5 because we've got a lot of calls today. I've got 2, 3, 4. I think I've got 5 calls on the schedule today, so that's taking up quite a bit of it, which I need to give. We'll go through this and we'll get back to that. But we get that. So calls, DTF, invoices, press shirts, work on rebranding. Those are the 5 things that we're going to get done today. Now, because we have calls, so we have this that goes, typically till 9, about a half hour. And then we have our mentorship group call that goes from 9:30 to 10:30. That call will be cut short today, about 10 minutes short, because I actually have another call that is scheduled right at 9:30. And that one should only be a half an hour. So we should get into the work on the business pretty on time to 11, but it might be a little after that. So that's something to just keep in your back of your mind if you're in the mentorship community, that, the little call is going to be shorter today and the other one might start a little late. So we've got that's what's rocking on there. And then today's topic of choice is, asking for help. So there's a lot of different parts of this, and we're going to, not deep dive, but we're going to dive into deep end on that because there's a lot to unpack with it. So, but first, let's check in and see how people are doing this morning. Chuck, what's up? Chuck, good morning to you from cloudy Central Florida. Barb, good morning from North Central, -6 with real feel -27. No thanks. No thank you. Hot and spicy chai tea in the cup. I would need some hot and spicy stuff after seeing that it's -27 out. 5 things: quotes, 3D printing, digitized customer emails, work on the business. Hi, Chuck from Barb. Jenny, good morning to you. Cold and cloudy. 29 degrees, water in the cup. Hi, Jenny from Barb. Ray, good morning. Chuck, Barb, and Todd. 24 out, -3 tomorrow. It's trash. Water in the bottle, coffee in the cup. 5 things: order shirts, order transfers, cut ornaments, Target run, post office. Renee, did you see that? You've got all 5 things. You've got 5 things on there. High 5 to you. Way to go on that. Hi, Renee from Barb, and hi, Jenny, back from Renee. So first off, Hudson and I, like I said, we were playing 3D printer, and I finally got something that he was able to let me. I was like, hey, let me show that off. And so there's a little, look at that, the little axolotl. Yeah. I think it worked out pretty good for a single color for going through it. Printed in place, articulation, keychain. He's gonna love it on his bag. He's like, okay, I'll let you have it. So I was pretty impressed with that, going through sizing, seeing what needs to be done. Long print. That ender is slow AF. I will say that, because 3.5 hours for one of these, it's no wonder that people have print farms, because that's just a long time. But now we got that. We've got some other things that we tried last night, and some of them, after going through and looking at the files, they're like, oh, this might need a little work on this and that. And so that's what we saw. It's like, oh, it needs a little work on this and that. And there's a couple other things that, we want to do. Kids wanted to say, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? They said, yeah, let's see what we can do. So we're going to be working on those for them because, hey, that's what we're here for, helping the kiddos out and learning about that. And then, what's going to happen from there. Because I still want to get the bamboo, but I was like, do I wait until that first quarter? Is there going to be a price adjustment because the new one's coming out? I don't think I want to be anywhere close to the new one, because the rumors have it that it's going to be pushing, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. I don't think so. I'm not that invested in it. So we'll probably just pull the trigger and be done with it. But there's a lot of fun things just for the kids, for jigs that I want to make for, excuse me, for us personally, for the S1, for the F1. And so we can get into that. So that's what the main purpose of that would be. And if we can make some fun stuff for the kids, it's content creation, folks. That's what it's about. So one of the things that, the topic today is asking for help. And that's tough. That's a tough thing to do, whether it's in your life or in your business or, however it is, asking somebody else for help is a tough thing. And I'm going to 100% be asking for a lot of help over the next, month and a half or so. And why is that, you ask? Well, here are things that are happening. We're doing a rebrand. So with that rebrand comes, making sure that people know that we're rebranded, make sure people know that they know who we are. And the way that does is, we ask you guys for help. Hey, sharing's caring. Make sure to share, like, subscribe, do all of those things across all platforms for it. Go ahead and when something, is something, I guess that moves you is kind of a weird way to say it. But when something triggers you, God, that's a worse way to say it. When there's, I don't even sure the best way to say that. We need your help to be interactive with this. So, your comments, your shares, your things like that really help. As we go forward into the new year, we are getting back to content creation. So if there's objects that you want to see, objects that you want to see done, whether that's sublimation, laser, DTF, HTV, special material, things like that, UV-DTF, whatever it is, let us know, because we're going to start, what is that thing? Stockpiling those ideas. So that way we have those content ideas for it. As we go there into January, a lot of that first part of, January is going to be explaining, how we're going to do things moving forward. What's going to happen with the different shows. This one, name change for sure will be happening. Still plan on doing it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Still plan on, doing produce content. We're still not sure on Tuesday with Todd how that's going to fall into place with it. I'm hoping to work out some of that with our mentor, with my mentor today in my mastermind call, because that's one of the calls that I have today. And just kind of get clarity on that, because if we want to step up on the content creation side of things, especially on the affiliate side of things, did pretty good this year with it. And, if we can do more with it, get more info out there for people, showcase more products, get some more equipment, that's always a plus with it, because especially if it helps our business grow and it helps you guys. So, any of those content creation ideas, we are all aboard to hear those from it. So we'll be asking for help to push those. I'm still in Facebook jail for about another week. I think I get out on Monday. Not sure on the time on Monday. Once that happens, then we'll be able to pick back up that. We don't get as many link clicks as we did before, because we're not able to post as many places as we were before. We're not able, it's been 6 weeks since we've been able to use, Facebook groups for to promotion any of our businesses. So one of the busiest times of the year, we can't do anything. We haven't been able to post in groups, to reply to things. So by the time we're able to come Monday sometime, allegedly, it's most likely too late to get ahead of anything or to push anything big. So that's why we're going to work on the content creation side of things. We're really going to not switch up the way we do it, but we got to take a strategic approach to it, planning accordingly, doing everything that we want to do, because there is so many parts of it. I've learned a lot in this last week, just with going with Kelly over at Crystal Ninja through her Nutcracker box, and how it's set up, what we're doing, who we're talking to, and just the different ways to do it. And so showing project-based things, that's what we need to do. The overall goal, at the end of it is, as we produce content, because, hey, it's not free. Time is money. It costs for equipment. It costs for streaming services. It costs for editing. It costs for all this. So what does it all work out to? Hey, can we get some more ads? Can we get some sponsors? Can we get more sales out of it? So that is, the goal. The end goal is, to get more in the mentorship community, which we started off strong last year, and then it just kind of sat there. and I'm happy with the people that are in there. I think there's always great information on it, but I haven't really pushed it in, I don't know, 6-8 months. And so that's something that needs to be reconsidered and how to do that, because that is a great resource. It's so the other one is there will be I know nobody wants to hear another group, but there will be another group that is just for the DTF transfer side of things on the ready to press ones, because one of the things that we ran into where people were saying, well, hey, it seems like that's all you talk about is DTF inside of this group. Where was the other things that went with it? And so we're getting back into asking more questions, more engaging content, and that's what we'll make sure that we're posting in there multiple times a day to get that one built back up while we are growing the other one. So we're looking at a lot of changes in 25, and a lot of those need to happen to be able to sustain the business. We have, when we look at the three sides of the three legs of the business, is we have level up side, which is pretty much all of the retail side of things. Then we have Fat Dad, which is all the wholesale side of things, and then we'll have the new brand that is going to handle all of the content creation, influencer type of things there. So we're going to be making sure to keep a strategy in place for each one of those that way it continues to grow and thrive on it. DTF putting ad sets together to run for that. On the retail side of it, the onesie twosie shirts, it was at one time our bread and butter, and now it's more of a pain. I guess not a pain, but more of a hassle to go through everything for one shirt. So we're really going to focus on the bulk items, where the team stores, the fundraising, that part of things. So really pushing that side of it. So having a clear, defined goal for what we need for that. Here's what we need to do. Here's how it works. And then it's creating, it's working backwards. If that has a goal of 250 and this one has a goal of 250 and this one has a goal of 250, then how do those all play together? What needs to happen to make all that work? And it's a good part of it. So we'll continuously do that. You'll see us push things that we typically, that people don't know. One of the things like magnets and stuff. We got door magnets. We did them for somebody a couple of years back. They're like, hey, I need another set for them. And I think they're 20 sets total is what they need for the construction company. And they're like, I wasn't sure if he still did them. A lot of people aren't sure if we still do things because we don't talk about it. So making sure, we're focusing on the things that we know are going to do well for people. DTF transfers, UV-DTF transfers, signs, banners, magnets. That's pretty much the, and by yard, I mean yard signs, magnets, and the banners. So we'll be pushing more through those things for it to show that, hey, here's what we're able to do for it. So the big thing that I want to do is I want to be more creative with what we're able to do. When we started, we were strictly apparel, and then we got into a little sublimation, and then things just kind of grew from there and moved on to different products. But there's still a lot of stuff that I want to test out and do. Last year around this time, we were with Cindy a lot, doing the creative stuff, making ornaments, things like that. And I really love doing that type of thing, and to be able to show that off. So, just not being strictly for apparel, giving some advice on how we would do it. Sometimes there's things that we see that I'm like, ooh, that looks like that could be, a good opportunity to make money. And then you get in to do it, you realize just how much of a pain it is. One of the things, and I think Caddy has it, one of the other things that we pinned was the tumbler chapstick holder, and the tolerances on it were really tight. So it was a really pain to make everything work the way it is. They had to fine tune it, do some sanding. And so if you've got an hour in building one of them, there's no way you can make any money in it. So just seeing things like that, knowing, is it the printer? Is it the settings with it? Just going through each, and then, 3.5 hours for one of those to print. That was a chore in itself. So really, exploring more of what we can do, the things that we can make together. When we look at what we have, we've got, the laser side of things, but there's so much that we can do on it. We've got, HTV transfer side, the transfer side of it in general, showing off the specialty materials. So many people don't realize that there's so much that you can do with the specialty things, the glitters, the puff, the metallic, the twinkle, the sparkle, any of those things. You can do so much with it, but we don't get an opportunity to see what we can do with those. So when we use them in our setting, then that's an opportunity to create, to create that content for it. Doing the mixed media glitter with DTF transfers. How does that work? What's the process for that? So it's just showing those things like that. Showing, I was going through laser stuff yesterday because I need to buy a new laptop. I think my terminal laptop is trying to die on me. If it stays open and goes to sleep, perfectly fine. If you close it and open it back up, they have black screen of death. Then it goes to a blue screen of death, and then it takes about 2 hours to fix itself to come back on it. So I think it might be time to get a new one, which maybe it's just time to upgrade and move some stuff around. So looking at that, because it's just a terminal, all it does is like the one for the laser, it just has creative space on it, and it just has it just runs the S1 and the F1, so it doesn't need to be anything fancy. So we gotta work on that. Looking at the other things, there's. Oh, as I was going through that, I was like, oh, I've got a lot of just sample stuff out here that I was like, oh, I wonder what it'll do in this. I wonder if it'll do that. That's all content creation. So that's all things that I need to work on doing and getting better at. It's just being held accountable. I kept putting things off, and that's where I asked for help. Hey, hold me accountable. Help me help you by helping myself, right? Here I'm setting goals. That's like on this 5 things. Here's the things that we're going to do. Here's the next things that we're looking at the laser. So to tally a list of, here's all the stuff that we've seen on the F1. Here's all the things that we're seeing on the S1. Here's how to use it. So we're showing our thing with it. And sometimes on that, on some laser projects, it could take an hour. We did that, with the cups. It takes an hour to do that. So set up streaming. There it is. Just let that go while we sit and have a chat and show it off for it as it's doing its thing. So a lot just takes time. So we're really working on that. Let's see what we got here. Nice job, Hudson. I'll let them know, Renee. Barb says, my Bamboo hasn't shipped. Contact them yesterday or tan behind because the units sold during Black Friday. I bet they are. Tim, good morning to you. Hi, Tim from Barb. And Barb said, hey, look at that. I just received an email from Bamboo. Delivery Saturday. Oh, so here it is this Saturday between 9:10 and 1:10. What an interesting time schedule between 9:10 and 1:10. That must be UPS, right? Because they do some weird scheduling times like that. So how exciting is that? It's funny, we get asked to join a few affiliates yesterday, and they're like, hey, yeah, we heard what you're doing, and we'd like to be a part of it. Maybe we can send you some samples. Maybe we can do this. I'm like, sure, absolutely. They're like, here, go fill out our stuff for the affiliate program. I'm like, sure, not a problem. Go do that. And then now it's pending. Bamboo Lab being one of them. So Bamboo Lab, if you're listening, go ahead and approve that, because, hey, I don't mind, showing stuff off and getting a little commission for it. I don't. It doesn't cost you anything. And that's the other thing. I will be asking more. In your, if there is somebody on your feed that has an affiliate to something, use it. It doesn't cost you anything extra to do it. A lot of times there's a discount associated with it, so you get that discount, and they earn a small commission from it. And by small, it can be 1 to 3 to 5%. Some could be more than that. So it's not like anybody's getting rich doing it. But hey, every little bit helps out. Buys my coffee. Pays for StreamYard, pays for the YouTube stuff that we do, pays for things like that. So any of your friends that are doing affiliates, make sure to do it. Any of your friends going live, make sure to support them. Make sure to hit the button for it. We don't know what's going to happen with TikTok. So, if TikTok goes away, what other platform is going to step up? Something new going to be out there? Could Threads take over for it? No. I don't see Threads going anywhere with it. Could Twitter come back or X? Could that do it? I don't know. I think if anything, it's going to be all in on Instagram Reels. I think that's where I'm seeing Instagram is going to kind of take that spot from it. YouTube Shorts, I see being really, really competitive with it. So it's all, time will tell on how it goes. But one thing is anytime you're scrolling and you see your friends live, you see things like that, make sure just to comment, just even stopping by, hey, just stopping in to say hi. Those little things help out more than you can imagine. So as we go through the process of that, like one of the things is redoing this behind me because I need to measure to see how much room that I need for the bamboo, because we could take a shelf out, put a bamboo here, and move some stuff around. I've got shelving over here that I can fix, move some stuff around, and that way it's here ready to go for it in this little studio spot for it. I mean, Xtool just came out with a new air purifier, so I could even bring that in here and run that down there, and then maybe that could go right here in a little spot. So we could have, that here, maybe, whatever. So just trying to see how we can maximize spaces on things. The garage redo, that's always, on the plate to do, but, it's going to cost, a couple $1,000s by the time we do insulation, electrical, build out what we want to do. I bet we'll be in at $5,000 to $10,000. So $5,000 to $10,000 just isn't in the cards right now for it. Is it something that can happen? Yeah. If we can continuously build upon our things and show off more things, then that's where sales and all that comes through. We'll continue to reinvest that right back into the business, and a big part of that is you. So, as we are coming to the end of the year, I would once again like to thank you all for taking time out of your day, every other day, pretty much, to come in here and say hi with us, spend your morning coffee with us, anything. We really do appreciate all that you do for us, because it's just as simple as liking, clicking, and sharing for it. Oh, FedEx! I didn't realize FedEx had weird times like that too. I was in the kitchen about 5:45 this morning, and I seen a car in the cul-de-sac, and I'm like, "What's this car doing?" Because they were parked there, and they went up to the neighbor's house, and they got about halfway up the drive, and they walked back. I'm like, "Are they trying to steal something? Like, what the hell's going on?" Because then they went and looked at the next neighbor's house. Then they started to come up to our house. I'm like, what is going on? Then I realized that it was Amazon delivering something this morning, and they took a picture of it and got out of here. But yeah, Amazon said it was going to be here between 4 and 8 this morning. It was here at 5:45. So, hey, I'll take it. Anything else there? I think we're good for now. I'll try and get as much done before we start our mentorship call here at 9:30. And like I said, I'm going to dip out of there a little early, so that way we can get ready for the next one. Going forward, stick tuned. We got a lot of things that are coming to change, and I'm going to be asking for help, and that's the big thing. Asking for help, whether you're in a personal spot where you just need somebody to talk to. You got business questions. There's a lot of you that I talk to more to you guys than some of my own family, because I think you guys are like family. You've helped me. You've helped bring me up when I was down. You've helped grounded me when I got too high, and it's always been a great experience. But sometimes we do just have to ask for help and know that it's okay to do that. There's a lot of things that people assume that I know, because I've been doing this for so long. There's a lot of things I don't know, and I'm not afraid to admit it. And sometimes it can get a little scary to do that. Be like, oh, you should know that. That's why I never try to talk down to anybody. I never try to make anybody feel bad for not knowing something simple. I try and explain it the best I can. And a lot of times I ask them, why are you doing it that way? And a lot of times it's because that's how they were taught. And now I was taught a different way to do it. So maybe my way is faster. Maybe your way is faster. So always be learning, ABL, and then we'll get through it. But we're going to get out of here. We're going to get started on the rest of the day here. We will be back here Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're 2 weeks out from Christmas. So until next time, peace, love, press on. We'll see you then.